Hi YouTubers, it's a new year, same tank. So I thought I'd do something that I haven't done before and I wanted to show you guys what this tank looks like after it's been neglected. Now normally I clean this tank about once a week or every 5 days or so. Here's an example of what my tank looks like after I've neglected it for over a week. It's been, actually today is 7 days, so it's not that bad. And that's because of biofiltration. Now, a lot of people that have discus, it's almost like a new trend too. Well, not new, but for the past, I'd say 10 years or less, it's become very, very popular to have bare bottom tanks, to have minimal filtration, like just, you know, the simple sponge filter. And, you know, the idea is that discus really loves super clean water. And if you just, you know, every day, people are changing their water, you know, 75% every day. Some people are doing 100% every day. Some people are doing, you know, it's all over the place. But the trend is lots and lots of water changes with minimal filtration. And that can be done with great success. If you have no life and you really love doing water changes, I say go for it. Your fish are going to love you to some extent. Now, there's another side to that coin. And the other side is these fish are 4.5 years old now. And they have always lived with substrate, even as babies, which I would not recommend and I would never do again because that was a pain in the butt. But the point I'm trying to make is these fish have always had biofiltration. And what that means is they have had 2 pretty big filters and substrate and all kinds of stuff in the tank that accumulates this biofiltration. And what it is it's living biology that helps to regulate the chemicals in your tank, your nitrogen, your nitrates, etc. You know, there's all these chemical processes that are very technical, and I'm not going to get into all that. You can read about biofiltration, and you know, there's plenty of information online, so I'm not going to get really technical. But the point I'm trying to make is this is an old school way of keeping fish, and discus can be kept the old school way with a regular, you know, tank with plants and substrate. I don't have any live plants in here, and that's a whole other thing. Plenty of people keep discus with live plants, and you certainly can do that as well. This tank just doesn't happen to have any. Look at this pleco. This guy is just getting huge. And let's look in here. You can see this guy, that's his waste down there. He definitely is a big producer of waste in this tank, more so than the discus. If I were to take him out, he probably would help keep this tank quite a bit cleaner. And I actually put him in here with the thinking that he would help with my algae, and he has done that a little bit, but it's really not worth the trouble. I've got another smaller phantom pleco in here somewhere. She's always hiding. She's just a little thing. Very, very skittish. She's always in the dark. Here's the cories. So anyway, these guys are due for a water change today, and they're going to get one, and the whole tank is going to be vacuumed out really well. And that happens, like I said, once a week. A lot of people disagree with that method of keeping discus. They say, oh my God, you know, that's not enough. Your discus are going to suffer for it. No, look at this guy. Does that fish look like it's suffering in any way? I mean, that's a female, and she is just so fat and so big. She's got to be, I don't know, 7+ inches across. Let me see if I can get a better angle of her. She's just a huge fish. She's the biggest one in here. Here's another one, also big. Yeah, they're very peppery, and that's just because of my tank. It's also because of their genes. That's just how they are. Some people really hate that. I don't really care about that at all. I just want healthy, happy fish. And that's what these guys are. You'll notice everybody is down in this corner. People new to discus, they see this and they really freaks them out. Like, oh my God, why aren't the fish, you know, distributed in the tank? Let's back out. Look at the whole tank. Let me see, I got it way back here. Okay, so now we've got the whole tank in view. Look where all the fish are. They're all, I mean, they've got room to swim around, and yet they're all pushed in this back corner. And you know why that is? It's because the dominant female is blocking them. And that's just the way it is. She gets to decide where everyone's going to be. Now, she may come down here. This is her spot down here. And she usually won't let anybody in that whole section of the tank. We'll see what happens now. If she's on the move, the other guys are kind of reluctantly moving behind her. And you can see the pecking order right here. They're showing you top dog is to the right, second dog is next to the left, then the blue one, then the yellow one, and the very lowest fish, you can't even see him, he's way, there he is the turquoise, just hiding in the back, and he's got his fins clamped down. He looks sick right now because it's so dark. He is not sick, I promise you. He's just a low guy, and he's being very submissive. Let me see if I can see him over here, because he actually looks really good. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, he's not sick. He's beautiful. Still dark. And one of the reasons why my tank is so dark right now is because I have so much algae on my lights on the glass. So that's I got to break all that down. You can see my water level is down. Let's look at that. See the algae up there? This is a neglected tank. And yet here, you know, it was the holidays. You know, everything got really crazy and busy, and these guys have been neglected a little bit. They still get fed 4 times a day because they're like little puppy dogs. If I don't feed them, they let me know. There's some aggression right there. Look at that. No one's gonna die. There's no killer fish in here. I'm still getting questions. It just blows my mind. My husband and I laugh about it now because it's just it's so prevalent with this species. Like, people think there are these killer aggressive discus, and I have yet to have somebody show me a video of that. People like to talk about it, but I haven't seen it. What I have seen is regular, typical behavior, like what's happening here. You're getting some people pushing, you know, fish pushing each other around. This is what they do. See that? That is totally normal. They all get food. The alpha fish over here, she gets the most food, which is why she's the biggest fish. The smallest fish on the pecking order, which is the turk way in the back here, he's probably the smallest fish, and he gets the least amount of food, but he's not starving to death. He's not, I mean, he's 4.5 years old. He's not dying. He's okay. There's the snake skin. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. It's really not good. Like I said, those lights are so dirty, so it's really going to be a dark video. But I just wanted you guys to see that, you know, my tank isn't always perfect, and that's part of the hobby too. You know, you're not always going to have time to do the very, very best for your fish. You try to do that, but you know, it's inevitable. If you have your fish long enough, life is going to get in the way. You're going to get busy, and that's one of the reasons why I really, really love a biofiltration in your tank, because it gives you a little wiggle room. You know, I bet you if I tested my ammonia right now, it still would be under 0.5 or maybe around 0.5. I bet it would not be that much, and that's because of my biofiltration. And I have tested that in the past out of like 8 days, and it was still low. So. And that's really, you know, that's great, because these guys can handle that. They can handle a little bit of ammonia. It's, you know, it's not, you don't want to leave them in it, but it's not going to kill them. You know, learn about biofiltration. And, you know, some of us aquarists are still doing it the old school way, and it still works. I may not grow out discus ever again in that situation, because it really, really was difficult, and I did have some problems. But once you have healthy adult discus, and some people buy them like this. I mean, you can go right now from a dealer and buy a fish this big. It's going to cost you probably minimum $200, maybe more, for a fish this big. And actually, good luck getting them this size. Mine are actually really thick and really big. And you probably won't be able to, I don't know, I'd be surprised if you could find them this quality. These guys get a lot of meat, they get a lot of food, and they're happy. They've been growing out. They've done really well in this tank. So that's all. I just wanted to show you how dirty it was. Let's look at the bottom again. See, you can see some dirt. Yeah, see down there? Can you see all that poop from this guy? Big old beast. Guy's huge. Look at all that waste. It's all vacuuming I got to do. Clean all that up. And even the water, you can't really see on video, but a lot of these are little bubbles, but some of it is not. Some of it is just waste floating around. So the water is really gross. Let's see if we can get down here and see what we can see this way. Yeah, here you go. That does not look crystal clear at all. Here comes Big Mama. She's checking me out. She's like, what are you doing down there? But they're okay. They're gonna get their water changed today. And they're pretty happy. So that's it, guys. Hope your tanks are doing well. Hope your fish are doing well. Hope you're figuring out, you know, the aggressive behavior of Discus, because they're aggressive, man. You gotta look at them like little sharks. They push each other around. They fight over territory. They fight over food. That is the Discus way. So, yep, it's all normal. You gotta learn to love it. You know, as long as you're feeding 4 times a day, everybody's gonna get food. No one's gonna starve. So consider a biofiltration. Look into it. I'm definitely a big believer in it. So till next time, guys, I'm off to clean the tanks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.